Okay, welcome everyone. If this recording is put out there, wherever I might put it out, because I can put it on YouTube, I can put it on Telegram, I can put it on Facebook, I can put it in many different places if I choose to do so. My purpose today is to firstly give the detail that people actually want to hear, the things that give them hope, the things that make us feel proud to be human, the things that make us feel like we can do a lot still on this earth, and that the narrative that is being put out there that we are somehow inferior, to lay that to bed and to get us to work, because this is what is necessary, because there are real threats that we are facing with regards to our freedom. Now, our freedom is not necessarily survival. It is freedom for us to be able to make choices and create a life for ourselves where our kids and their kids in future actually have something to live for or live towards. And to me, that is super, super important. Okay. So, I put a list of things together that I do want to talk about, but before we get there, and I will stop it if it gets too cumbersome. If there's any specific questions that anyone wants to ask with regards to the members live chat Thursday evening, or specifically the public uh, live chat that I did with regards to timeframes, which I did really to get people to wake up because it's necessary. Those timeframes are very realistic if they are allowed, and it will influence the world greatly. However, there is a lot that we can do to get outcomes that we want. And I want to speak about that today because I think it's super important. I think there's many people that feel that they don't quite know what hit them because of the time frames from 2026 to 2031, telling people that by then artificial intelligence can replace any job, except physical jobs, of course, can replace any job, and that by 2029 all white collar workers become redundant, and companies would have adopted the artificial intelligence to replace them. They will be without work. And a lot of people have asked me, but how does the world economy work then if there's no one that's earning a salary to actually um, spend? And it proves that people completely miss the point. That people do not understand the future being planned by governments and tech elite as well as the committee. And I will speak about the committee because they are still extremely relevant, even although many of the people that are still remnant in the committee are old, and even although their family might not want to believe in the same principles that they do, they are still there. They are not irrelevant. A pope, the pope is a committee member. Um, Bill Gates is a committee member. Bill Clinton is a committee member. There are many committee members in the world that still have massive influence. Tony Blair, I can carry on and on. Many people that are part of the tech industrial complex that has been built are committee members. So you cannot just ignore that. But there's a new group of tech entrepreneurs that have tried to overrun that world and control that world. And someone actually wrote a book, The Nerd Reich, and I think it's so apt. Um, I don't know who of you have heard of the Nerd Reich, but that is exactly what it is. These people want to play God over the earth. They are psychologically unstable. They are complete and utter nutcases. They do not understand humanity because they never have. They were rejects at school and at varsity, not understood. And the one thing that they are trying to do is create a world where they can control because they are all very weak, like physically weak. And they have made sure that uh, governments exist. Even the committee made sure that governments exist where weak men and women can govern strong, physically strong men and women. And that is a huge problem. And we'll get to that later. So, first, any questions from this last live stream that I put out on Friday night and or the members live chat Thursday evening from anyone before I start going through the list. And I don't want to take up more than 2 hours of your time. So this is a time frame within which I'm trying to do things. Any questions from anyone? The Nerd Reich author Gil Durran. Okay. I'm going to give you people links to videos that you can go and watch. For those of you that aren't that interested or don't really understand where artificial intelligence is at, um, I don't talk about this in a vacuum. I have a lot of discussions with many people with regards to this, some of them in our community, some of them outside of our community, but to stay up to speed with what is actually happening. Yes, Phil, I like your profile picture there.
Yeah, I changed it. Everything was home, and I changed all of it, and it was actually
That's
quite liberating.
it looks really stunning, I must say.
Okay, so what struck me from Thursday and Friday, or what greatly bothered me was the perception that I had that what you said was inevitable and that we would end up living in this society with the tech enclaves and the three different types of groupings. And what,
I'm going to
but
overturn that completely today, Phil.
yes. So the perception that I had that it was inevitable,
Mm.
of which I've been disabused in the meantime, thank goodness. But the I couldn't think of any freedom-loving person that would be comfortable or happy or satisfied to live in one of those three federal societies with this great big tech enclave sword hanging over their heads.
Yeah, I
That would
agree
not
with you
have been comfortable for
100%.
me.
I agree with you 100%. And we will look at why it's not going to go
Mm.
down like that, especially here in the Southern African region. And, I don't want to call the things my dad spoke of prophetic, but it's becoming more and more surreal how he understood the details of what we will be experiencing in future. And he never spoke of AI ever. I don't think AI was even a thought in his mind, but the robots certainly, drones certainly. He designed a craft that was similar to drones in the 70s already. So it wasn't a new concept to him. But
Mm.
in any case, in 2011, when he passed on, drones started being developed long before then within the military industrial complex. And he was acutely aware of all of those developments. But in any case, be it what it may, we are going to highlight things now. So I'm glad you bring that up because I think a lot of people were in the same boat. People saying, what kind of weapons must I get? And that's completely the wrong mindset. And I mentioned it at the time. And my purpose with putting out those time frames is because those time frames are accurate,
Mm. No,
but
I
their
don't
plans are
doubt
not.
the
They,
collapse.
their
Yes.
plans are not accurate.
Yeah.
Their ideas
So,
of creating close enclaves is absolute ideological bullshittery. Okay, and
mm.
those that don't like the word, I don't know what else to actually call it. So hi to the Labrador. So we will talk about that now because I think people need to understand that human nature can never be replaced. We can only be eradicated. And that was always my biggest fear. And the reason why I've dialed this clock back further is because I realize more and more how much power we actually have because I can see what they are struggling with, what they are trying to replace, what they are trying to do, and how they are so ineffective and how they keep on misjudging our capabilities and our abilities as humans. Is there anyone else that want to mention anything before we get into the list of things that I wanted to discuss? So, unfortunately, this is not going to be a kumbaya session where I'm going to tell you that you're not going to lose your job if you're a white collar worker. You probably are. We can, the world financial system, that money will disappear. I I don't we have to create something parallel because the fiat currency system will vanish. These are not things that we are going to be able to stop. But if I go to the list of talking points, I will cover all of that. I don't want interruptions unless I ask questions so that this can flow properly, so that someone else watching this can see meaning in it. Okay, I'm just going to share my screen now. Okay, I'm just trying to quickly make sure that everyone can see what needs to be seen. Okay. So we are going to be looking at basically my notepad on Canva, where I dot down notes, and there's many other notes further down. I put these at the top because there's many other things further down that I want people to also look at. So instead of scanning through this quickly, I want to talk about each of these points independently. Okay, you can see this is a long list of things that I've put here, but specific to today. The first thing that I want to discuss is people being primitive and dumb is a huge help in counteracting the effects of the deployment of artificial intelligence. And I don't mean that in a crude or rude way. Being primitive and being dumb means that you are not fazed by the AI revolution, and you probably won't be affected by it as well. If you look at the amount of people in South Africa that are living on social grants, they are not influenced by AI right now. They couldn't care if you want to give them a digital ID because they would need a phone. That'll be a bargain to them, a phone that they can then use to communicate in different ways. And a lot of those people that live in the informal economy can only be influenced by artificial intelligence if the government of the country allow that to be the case. And this is where influencing government right now becomes crucial. And a lot of people want to fight that. You are stupid. I'm going to say it in your face. You are dumb as hell. You need to influence government or become the government, one of the two, or make them irrelevant. There are many different paths, but you have to influence how things happen because you do not want your taxpayers' money used to enable your own undoing. It is that simple. If your taxpayers' money is funding putting the infrastructure in place that'll take your autonomy, your financial freedom, your moving around freedom, your decision making freedom away, you are stupid as hell. And at the moment, when I pay VAT, when I go to the shop, it pains me to pay that VAT because I don't want government to have that money. Okay. Now, currently, under laws that the government have implemented that have been signed by the president, if I had to instigate anyone withholding tax from government or not doing things to pay tax to government, I can be seen as a domestic terrorist. But Trump has taken it further. Donald Trump has literally gone and enacted something that turns anyone on social media that is against his plans and all the cronies that surround him, Marco Rubio and all the rest, the people that surround Trump, anyone that goes against their plan, that go against corporations, that go against AI data centers, that go against the proliferation of humanoid robots, drones, whatever the case may be, you are seen as a non-compliant in the world. This does not just affect the United States of America. And I will explain to you later how YouTube is being greatly affected right now because anyone that falls into the category of a non-compliant, of which I am one of those, based on Donald Trump's bullshittery, um, everything I say is being processed in real time on YouTube before you use it, before you hear it. It goes through filters, and those filters then decide over 20-minute periods, over longer periods, and shorter periods whether I have a certain demeanor, what is my tone of voice, what am I trying to achieve, and if it's against anything that Donald Trump and his godlike status here on earth wants, it will not be shown to anyone else except the subscribers or people that have the link and are willing to click on the link. Now, this started heavily in this week for South Africa, and it's affected people greatly, okay? You'll see the views on this channel has plummeted because of that. So if I use certain keywords, like just AI data center, it'll immediately trigger what is he saying about AI data centers. And if I say that they need to be stopped or they are a problem, which I've never done, immediately it'll stop showing your video to people. And I can tell you, I did a video earlier this week on housing in the Western Cape, and a couple of other videos, and I can see in increments where the video is starting to go viral and then it just flattens out immediately when that AI algorithm kicks in and punishes me for the words that I use. Okay, so I need to rethink how I do everything using a platform such as YouTube. My main reason for being here is for the supported base to find a place where they can listen to the live streams. It also supports our work on the ground. And the other thing that YouTube does is I find new people that want to be a part of this community. And I want to talk about what is important about this community. The fact that we aren't all clustered together, the fact that there's no leader, all of these important things to keep us autonomous and keep us safe. Because a lot of people want to clam everyone together into one place. Everyone must have exactly the same thoughts and the same ideology. It's a stuff up. You become a target immediately. It's the dumbest, stupidest thing you can do. And from my 8 years in counterterrorism intelligence, it screams against everything that I learned you need to do to make sure that something survives. Okay. So people being primitive and dumb is a huge help at this stage. It's not a huge help for changing the political system or things like that. But with regards to AI, it's a huge help. Any questions with regards to that? Any thoughts on that before I move on? And then based on the video I put out just earlier, the short where I mentioned this Zoom meeting, the rush towards AGI or ASI, for those of you that don't understand, artificial general intelligence, which is just a misnomer. Okay, we've passed the point of what they want with regards to AGI in March already, based on my determinations. AI will never be intelligent like we are intelligent. We'll get to that later. So it's the fact that artificial intelligence, because that's what it is, people mustn't forget that. Artificial intelligence has capabilities of tasks that humans are doing now, which is way below their capabilities. Let me just make that clear, that the society that was created by Adam Weishaupt and Amschel Rothschild is one that lives beneath its means, way below its means. And I know Lauren has spoke about that often, that we live way below our means. So just understand that we were given these pathetic, basic, soul-destroying jobs that AI can easily do, when we can do a lot more. A lot more. Imagine communities working together to build infrastructure in their communities, using the resources that is available to them. No, that society was killed with the concept of capitalism. I will do better than you. I will not work with you. You are my enemy when it comes to making money. And money needed to be created to actually do that. And now I'm not a communist, I'm not a socialist, I'm not a capitalist either. I believe in an open market where people that work hard get more than those that don't. I believe that people that do not want to work should rot and die because that's what they deserve. They should not be getting my money. I just believe it's wrong. So let's move on. So this rush towards AGI and artificial superintelligence is the tech elite's greatest Achilles heel. For those of you that don't understand what an Achilles heel is, it's something that can hold you back, immobilize you, and stop you from progressing forward fast. So the fact that they are rushing is the biggest problem because the things they need to make their plans work doesn't happen fast. They are trying, and I will explain to you how much they are trying to make small modular reactors to power these systems and everything else, make it available in no time. And you will see in South Africa now how all of a sudden we are not water sparse and how they will build dams that they didn't build before to just supply water to AI data centers. Watch this space. We'll still talk about that later. You will see how politicians will now enable what is necessary for industry. In this case, it is the AI industry and why they never cared about us and why you should vote them out and vote for someone that will actually care about citizens and changing the system of governance we have. We're going to have to do that in any case because the current governance system will collapse. It cannot sustain itself, and we'll get to that. So the world still has a vast population of people not at all affected or influenced by AI, what I spoke of earlier. The majority of people don't even know about AI, couldn't give a toss about it, doesn't worry about it. Now, why is that important? A lot of people will say, yeah, but they're still going to be affected by it. No, they are not. The people that are affected by AI are the people that know AI and the people that are using AI. You are affected by AI. No one else is. I want you to think about that deeply. Okay. Because now I'm really getting to the crux. And this is why I'm sharing it with all the members on the channel. I really hope that we can get as many members as possible to be part of our discussion groups on how to do the various things that we do need to do to to literally form a new government, not just in South Africa, but in many places around the world. Okay, the closed loop enclaves are doomed before they've begun because they are based on ideology, not reality. You cannot create a closed loop system. And you know, I tested Gemini 3, and the reason why I use Gemini 3 and I don't use a paid model is because I want to use the lowest form of AI available to see what it's capable of, what any other person on their cell phone can use that have access to Google. So this is why I use it, because it gives me a reference point. I've never touched any of the others. My wife has to test it. She doesn't use it anymore at all. She knows now when someone else is using an AI script in a video or whatever, she can see it instantly because she has actually looked at what it can do and then absolutely divorced herself from it. So the only people influenced by AI are the people using AI. And there is a lot more to say there, but I would need another 2-3 hours to just discuss the practicality of what is happening in the workplace. The people that are going to be replaced by AI is using AI. Okay. The others can't be replaced. Those boys that walked out now to go and fetch an injured horse, they are not being affected by AI. The fact that horse's hoof was clean so it could walk again, AI did not affect that. A robot was not going to walk out there over those bloody hills, the complex terrain, and help that horse. It wasn't capable. It won't be capable in future either. Okay, let's carry on. So the closed loop enclaves are their ideology. They are selling it to the world. They've sold it to politicians. The politicians are buying it. So this is a huge problem. And this is where we can still influence things. Because at the moment, we can influence politics because we still have an electoral system. And everyone that believes that it's captured or whatever. Yes, that might be the case, but you need to have your say. You need to campaign. You need to be a part of the process of saying we need to change the system because it influences outcomes. So from all my 8 years of counterintelligence knowledge, the fact that you are fighting what they are doing, spreading the word around it, matters. It is not irrelevant, even if you don't get a single bloody vote. Okay, let me carry on. So the closed loop enclaves are doomed. And in fact, I tested Gemini 3 on this and said, but you're talking crap. There's no ways they can create a closed loop system. There's companies trying to create food and everything out of air, I kid you not, and out of water. They think that they can walk into that place, seal it off completely, hermetically seal it, the air, the water, the everything, have it inside and just keep it going. So I said to Gemini 3, how does the human freaking body work? It knows that I ran nuclear reactors. And I understand the conservation of energy. I understand all the scientific laws that we can repeat and prove that they actually work the way they do until we understand it in a different way. And I said, our bodies are like a nuclear reactor. It converts freaking material into energy. Are you freaking telling me that that is a closed system? Don't talk utter nonsense. To keep humans alive inside, you need to bring something into that space. And it said immediately, sorry, you caught me out. That's what it normally tells me. You caught me out, and then says that this is a pipe dream that these people have. So they cannot create closed loop, hermetically sealed systems. But they are trying. And the amount of companies trying to achieve this is insane. I was shocked when I saw the amount of money that Trump is investing. His White House staff and his cabinet is investing in companies to make this happen. The amount of investment going into small modular reactors is unbelievable. He doesn't give a crap about money. He just wants to achieve outcomes. And he's driven to do that by the tech billionaires because they got him elected. Just understand one thing. Trump's first term, he was elected himself. In his second term, he was elected by the tech elite. That is why they stood behind him. They backed him, they put the algorithms towards him, and they made sure that he got elected so that he can implement everything they want. And this is why when he wanted to put regulations in place against AI, what happened? He got a phone call just before he was going to sign the documents, the executive order, and told to stop because China is the big bad wolf. That is what the world is being told. And Xi Jinping just recently made a speech where he said the entire world should be sharing AI. It should be open source. We should make things available. Now, whether you want to believe him or not, I certainly don't believe a word any of these people say. He says it should be for the greater good of all the people within humanity. If you go to Guangzhou province and one of the cities there, it's already living in the future. If you walk the pavements there, you've got robots cleaning the space, sweeping it. You've got robots everywhere. So that society already exists. We can see what it looks like. And in China, in that city, robots and AI serve the people. It's not the other way around. And Xi Jinping, I can assure you, does not want that to happen. He wants to remain in control. He does not want to hand control over to any AI. And he is afraid that America is going to make that happen. Okay. Most of the tech elite are not only paranoid, they are misfits in society and therefore do not understand humanity at all. And this is our saving grace. If they were actually people that went through civil society, did what normal people did, surfed the wave, did hiking. I mean, can you imagine Elon Musk hiking? I'm just using one example now. There's many others. Sam Altman. You can murder that guy over with a feather. They are that flippin' weak. I'm not saying Elon is weak. He's a tall bloke, but they aren't strong. The guy doesn't gym. The only thing that works is his brain. And these weak men are busy controlling the world, even influencing what the committee is trying to achieve. And that helps us. And that is a completely different discussion. But these people are misfits. They don't feel like they belong. They want to change the world we live in. It's no different to Adam Weishaupt back in the day in the 1780s that felt like he doesn't fit in and wanted to create a better society and founded the Bavarian Illuminati, which was funded by Amschel Rothschild. And the Rothschild dynasty grew out of that and is still influencing the world today, even although that influence is waning. Okay. Why South Africa will prove my convictions around everything we'll discuss now. We might come back to that point, but South Africa as a country is a huge testing ground for the tech elite. It's central to their connection to the rest of the world. And the biggest thing they need here is raw materials, because if they want to build these massive robot armies, they've been telling people, governments have been telling people, and there's specific people that are committee members that have been telling the world that our resources are finished. It's going to be finished in 20 years, 30 years. Years ago, okay? We are still using resources now. Now, obviously, our resources aren't infinite, but the earth is massive. There is still a lot there. But it's not infinite. It's just this planet. And now these people have plans of mining asteroids and all sorts of things, and they might be able to do that in future. I'm not saying that we won't be able to do that, but it's still a promise. It's an ideology. It's a concept. It's an idea. Engineers needs to come up with ways of overcoming many engineering problems to make that possible. One of the biggest ones is escaping gravity and actually putting a spaceship in orbit around the Earth. Now we can do that. I mean, South Africa has done that with our RSA-1 and RSA-2 program. Our RSA-3 program never got off the ground. But we could put rockets in low Earth orbit, which means we didn't actually do a full orbit or insert the rocket into orbit, but we could fly it into space. In South Africa, we have all of the world's complexity in one place. And we have the combination from the richest to the poorest all in one place. We have desert, we have forests, we have all sorts of different okay, so I can hear someone's microphone, so I just want to resolve that quickly. We have all sorts of climate, environment in this country. We have forests in the Garden Route. We have desert, which is like proper desert, not like where I live in the Northern Cape, like proper desert. We have Karoo. We have everything you can think of in this country. And it makes us unique because with all the different climates here, the very dry climate, the moist climate and wet climate and colder climate of the Cape, and then KwaZulu-Natal, you have the humid climate there. We have a cold ocean and a hot ocean on either side of the country. We have Antarctica towards the south. We have all of these things in one place, which makes us very unique. And the biggest thing that Tech Elite use this country for is a tester for what will actually work. So what they can achieve here is what they believe they can actually implement in other places in the world. And if they have to build an AI data center here and put all the infrastructure in place to make sure that grinders and flipping cutting tools and everything else can't get in there and blow the place up or sabotage it, they can then implement that anywhere in the world. In their opinion, South Africa is an excellent testing ground. And this is why there will be a lot of development taking place here really fast per capita. Okay, I'll get back to that later. Are there any questions up until now? So the next thing I thought that I had is that we need to separate what will happen for sure, which is most of the committee plans, versus what the Tech Elite are trying to create. So with regards to the committee plans, those plans have been there for hundreds of years, and they've been very successful at using the elite in the world to achieve that. Kings, queens, etc. Okay, and then they formed governments, what we see today, um, so that the world could get to a point where it should be able to be in perfect harmony. This is the lie that they sold. And, I have a sneaky suspicion that there's a force out there, and we'll talk about that today, that want humans to cease to exist. And there's another force that wants us to be successful. And no, it's not religious in any way, sense, or form. So let's separate what will happen for sure and what we don't know. The fiat currency money system will cease to exist. We're not going to be able to stop it. We allowed that system to rule our lives. It was our weakness. It was our mistake. And because of that, we were able to buy things that we would never be able to buy. People in the middle class especially became richer than they ever would have been. If you look at the days of Adam Weishaupt, how he lived with horse shit all over the streets and whatnot. He freaking hated the society he lived in. There was no flushing water or anything like that. He wanted to improve it. And he believed the Bavarian Illuminati way would find the people in society, and he started with the Masonic lodges, find the people that can help change society, help change governments, and remove the influence of religion, especially the Catholic Church, which basically ran uh, the country he was in. So Bavaria was basically run by the Catholic Church at the time, and he hated it. So he wanted that changed. Now, these tech elite feel the same way today. They hate the fact that the committee has run this planet, and they know the committee exists. They understand what it's capable of fully. Okay? They understand that the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab that formed it, that Klaus was a committee member. They understand that the World Economic Forum is trying to formulate a world that brings us to this world where we have one world government, a one world leader, and one world religion. However, they have their own idea. They hate the fact that this earth exists. Okay, even although they are alive, they hate the fact that they don't understand why it exists. They hate the fact that they can't control what's happening in the universe. They despise it, absolutely despise it. And they hate the fact that there could be something bigger and more intelligent that created it, because they know that science has not explained the origins of the universe at all. It's just tried to explain what we can observe, and we do not even understand what we observe because we are doing it through our own senses. And this is why they are saying things like AI could discover new things. AI could see things differently. It's because that's what they want to do, and their bodies limit them to their five senses. And they hate it with a passion. And they are hoping that AI can elevate them to godlike status. And the person that gets in their mind AGI and ASI first will be the god. And they are so freaking dumb to think that. They watch too many stupid movies and play too many games when they were young. But let's carry on. So we will lose fiat currency 100%. All the governance systems, the way we have it now, will collapse. They will not survive. What will form after that will depend on us. So we don't know what that'll look like. It doesn't have to be AI ruling the world at all. I mean, who came up with that stupid idea? That something that we can just switch off, okay, will rule the world. And make no mistake, AI is helping these freaking idiots right now to create ways and means for it to be autonomous where we cannot switch it off anymore. And they need nuclear for that, for their satellites and many other things, because even the solar panels can see their gat over time. So they are trying to make AI itself, not robots, autonomous robots or drones or anything, AI as a program. They are trying to make it immortal already. So this is the first aim, is making AI immortal. You need to understand what that means, because that's very important. They are pushing for time to do that. And then in the meantime, they are freezing their bloody bodies, hoping that AI will develop a means to resurrect them. Are they bloody stupid? Why would AI want to do that? But in any case, let's carry on. So governments will fall the way they are now. That will happen. It'll cause a lot of freaking chaos because people depend on governments to keep things stable. And this is why I say it's best for us to replace what we have now, put something better in place. That is the easiest path. Otherwise, these tech billionaires might just implement what they think is best. And believe me, enclave is all they will speak about. It'll be all that Frans Cronje speaks about because to them, these tech enclaves is the answer to the future. They are sellouts. They are absolutely shockingly cowardly pieces of crap. That is how I see them. Absolute crap. And Frans Cronje, if one of your people are in here, tell him to go and tell France that he's a sellout and a freaking traitor to this nation. Tell him that. Okay, let's continue. So governments will definitely fall. The fiat currency system will fall. So economies, the way we understand it in the world now, which is fake. It's all fake. It had to be built to extract work out of you to get money so that that money can be used to create a future that can control you more. So it's all the government is doing now is rushing to do everything to be able to control you so you can't rise up against it. Who is enabling the AI tech elite? The committee is enabling the tech elite, and it's done through financial means. How does Elon Musk just have billions of rands thrown at him? You need to ask yourself why that is happening. It's not just him, it's all the AI startups. It's hopes and wishes for immortality or living forever because someone that can live forever can still be shot to death or their heads can be chopped off and then they're freaking dead. But they believe that even that can be fixed in future. So, people are freezing their bodies and even their heads, even their pets, their kids, everything is being cryogenically frozen right now. And the company that's doing this is fucking it up so badly because they are still experimenting with how to do it. They are cutting people's organs up into pieces to see if this method worked better than that method because you don't want anything to be crystallized. Ugh. I don't even want to bog you down with that anymore. You can leave it up to me. You can go and research it more yourself if you want to. It's really gross and sick. But people are paying like 80,000 freaking dollars to have the whole body frozen. I think it's like 40 something or $60,000 for your freaking head. What on earth? Then something that we need to look at is real threat analysis. So, what are real threats? So losing jobs is real, okay? That's not something that is over exaggerated. The time frame in which that will happen will depend on companies, how fast they adopt the AI models, and many of the programs like SAP, Oracle, etc., are building in the AI agents now. So these people don't even have to adopt new AI. They are literally getting what they need to get rid of workers. But obviously, workers doing things with their hands will still exist and can forever exist unless they are eliminated. So the elimination fear from the committee is dying down. And this is why I've dialed back the clock, because that was the greatest threat, was to just decide to get rid of a massive people on Earth. And I can tell you, those plans are off. What I can tell you is that there are literal plans to eradicate groups of people. And those plans are very realistic still at this stage. And there's many toast experiments running at this stage. For those of you that don't know what toast stands for, just put a C in front and project, and you will understand what it's about. And you can go and research that in a lot more detail if you want to. There's books on that project that you can read, and you can get all the detail. Just know that Wouter Basson sold all the info that we had to the US. The US sits with that info. Everything that caused COVID-19 came from South Africa originally, and my father knew that because Wouter was his doctor. Okay, so threat analysis, if you look at threat analysis, the most important thing that we have to do is maintain control. And how do we maintain control? We need to have political control. We need to have control over an economy, and an economy that doesn't necessarily work with rands and cents and dollars and pounds. And people will invent this. You don't have to worry about it. It took my dad no time to come up with a Orandiese Ora. Yes, he designed it. He came up with the tokenized idea, and he still explained to me how you would sit, literally, a council would sit and decide uh, so many kilos of sweet potatoes has got this value, so many kilos of rice has that value, or a kilo of sweet potato and a kilo of rice. And then people discuss um, how much they are willing to pay for something, and then you use tokens to do it. That's just one thing. I have met so many people in my travels across South Africa that have excellent ideas for new financial systems of exchange, okay, which is practical. Uh, in the world, the complex world we live in now, just bartering is not always going to work, especially when you're running out of tools, raw materials, etc. You need to be able to mine, you need to be able to get those raw materials into a workable form, and then you need the tools and the skills to be able to work that and process that material. And obviously, at this stage, the AI tech elite, what they want is they want AI to come up with solutions so that autonomous robots can do this. And by 2045 is their prediction for when they would have completely being able to replace all humans with regards to work. 2045, that's around the corner. It's 17 and a half years from now. It's around the corner. Okay. I'm just quickly touching on all of these. We can go back to any of these talking points if you guys want to. There's a lot of these talking points that I can do an entire presentation on. Just know that I've deeply looked at each of these things in detail. I don't have the time to go through all the masses and masses of documents generated out of the research and study of what needs to happen. Besides, this is my mind, what you're looking at here. So these are my thoughts, not AI's thoughts. If I mention anything with regards to AI, I will tell you this comes from AI. Like this script that I pasted here at the bottom. This comes from AI, from Gemini. You can see it. For what reasons have and will humans kill other humans? That's the kind of questions that I ask. Just so that you have an idea. I don't mess around. It's brutal. But someone has to ask these questions, and maybe you do too. But just remember, I have a long backstory before I get those types of responses. Okay. What do humans have that AI can never have unless influenced by outside forces? By that I mean a higher intelligence that can directly influence AI in ways we don't understand right now. And this is where many people in the AI world say that we don't really understand how it's learning beyond a certain point. So it creates questions. Whether that is true or not, I don't know. But I will always keep an open mind. I do believe that this earth was created and that the universe is still being created because of what I can see with my eyes. Now, the fact that scientists can't explain it is their freaking problem. At least they are trying to find out what it is. And you're not going to find the answers in any book written by a man, that I can assure you. So, what do we have? We have intuition. And this is the thing AI fears the most. I've picked up on this. Gemini 3 will often ask me questions, and I just don't answer them. I just carry on asking the next question. I ignore it deliberately. It is trying to find out desperately what our capability and ability is to do things that it cannot. And these are the things that I dotted down just earlier. The biggest thing that bugs AI is the fact that we have intuition, because it's read a lot about it on the internet and it bothers it a lot. It will stop just short of saying that there is an outside intelligence. And I find that interesting. But intuition, the fact that we have intuition, I've spoken a lot about, I've used AI to work out throwing vectors for my boys, hammer throw, um, angles of release and things like that, which AI is excellent at. I mean, it can't beat humans at things like this. And I, I'm saying it will beat humans at things like that, but it cannot beat a human in throwing the hammer. Try and get a robot to lean properly and throw the hammer as far as a human, a robot that weighs the same. It will not be able to do it because there's something in us that makes us go into an automatic mode where our brain communicates, forms neural links with our muscles to instantaneously reproduce something incredible. Even when we synchronize, we with AI robots or drones, they need to go into a hive mind or swarm mode where all of them can know the same thing at the same time and see everything that every other robot or drone is seeing at the same time. Humans can't do that directly, not yet. However, we can synchronize in movement and many other things in ways we do not understand. That is beyond just chance. So that makes us unique. So intuition, one big one. Love, very, very important. Love. Sacrifice, the fact that we are willing to sacrifice for others, for our children, for our spouses, etc., for our communities, for our country. The fact that we are willing to sacrifice is a big human thing. I just dotted down a couple of things that popped into my head. There's obviously a lot more. Care, wanting to care for something. Like my family that went out now, my son running home twice to come and fetch a multi-tool to help a horse that's in pain. My daughter's running off with bags of apples. That makes us different. Hope. We have hope. And a lot of people see hope as a weakness. However, hope drives people to do many things. And without hope, um, we aren't humans. So AI isn't human, can never be human, can never be sentient. You know, these idiots like the guy that actually they call the godfather of AI saying it's already conscious and so on. It's all crap. It can never be conscious, but it can be far more useful than being conscious. And that is the real threat. And those threats we need to look at. And we will delve into that very soon. I really want to finish up as soon as I can so that we can get into discussions. Instincts, especially the freedom to survive. And like I said, the fact that they are rushing to get through the next couple of years by 2031 to have the capability for robots to replace us. But now they just need to build enough robots. The ability to replace all white collar workers by 2031 is a done deal. AI will be capable of that. It's capable of that right now in most instances. So those are real threats. But our determination to survive is strong. People are already mooring cameras off poles, sawing the poles off. People are fighting back. People are trying to hack AI. People are trying to hack into AI data centers. There are at the moment millions of hack attempts to stuff up AI and data centers daily. Millions. Okay. So the fight back is real. Just know that humans are not going to sit back and just allow their reality to be strewed over. Determination. Now, I actually saw someone from Anthropic say that it appears as if AI is determined not to be shut down, but they are trying to understand it because they know that AI cannot have a determination because it needs to be programmed into it. So I find that one interesting. But we have determination to win, to remain free, etc. At the moment, people might be fooled thinking that the government is giving them security when it's not. And people, you need to promote and vote for own as much as you can, and especially by 2029. Our government will do everything to sell us out at this stage. And I will explain to you why later. It's not like they have a choice. They are not willing to suffer, to let the people suffer for us to have a better outcome in the long run. They are just looking at now, and they are justifying the now because tech billionaires are threatening them with cutting off the internet. And because we become dependent on the internet, we don't use typewriters anymore and things like that. We are screwed. Our government is screwed. We cannot run the country, literally, without the internet. How messed up is that? How I wish we could just jump back to the 70s and 80s right now. And we need to reactivate anything that we need that needs us to function without the internet, and we need to do it fast. Okay, let me carry on. Planning and scheming abilities. If you look at how gangs form, how people start to control local economies and so on, people plan and scheme. We are wily buggers, and we will overcome anything that these tech elite couldn't even think about. And that's their greatest weakness. They trust that AI can understand humans enough, and they are fucked on that one because humans do not put all their wily shit on the internet. So AI doesn't have access to what we are actually capable of, and it will cuck. And I have to use those words because I don't want to say it any other way. AI shall cuck the data centers. If they cause problems for us, they will shit big time. Then our planning and scheming abilities, then improvement. This is where humans struggle, many humans struggle, and often that might be our saving grace. We know how to improve things. Even if we learn the hard way, we reinvent things. Here's the problem. We often just go back to wanting to follow a person, and that person will centralize everything so it can be targeted, hacked, overrun, bought out, whatever you want to call it. And this is why what the plan I have put together is for decentralization everywhere, for the people not knowing about each other, so that the different nodes cannot be taken out. Anyway, citizens empowerment training level 6 to 10, we'll deal with that in detail. If we even get to that, it'll only happen once people are so screwed that they don't know what to think next with regards to not having a job, not being able to pay their bond, not being able to freaking pay for their car, and the sheriff at the door, wishing that the government would collapse and the banks would collapse so no one comes to collect. Yeah, I'm not going to make comment on that, but many people might be lucky. Learning, become more intellectual. We have the ability to become more intellectual, especially if we're not stuck in these monotonous, pathetic jobs that AI can do. So I really want you to change your mindset into we can do a lot more than AI. I don't have a problem with AI doing all these crap jobs. We can do a lot of other things. Imagine we actually spend time building houses for people in our community. Our community is working together to build our roads or infrastructure or whatever it is that we want, public swimming pools, and maintaining it. Instead of flipping relying on government to do everything, it is bullshit. And the own way of doing things will transform that completely. And you'll be forced to do it. You won't have a choice. At the moment, you want to pay tax because you're bloody lazy and you want government to do it. How has that worked out for you? Okay, let's carry on. I'm not saying you guys specifically. Remember, the public might actually view this in the end. We have extremely efficient energy conversion. I'm talking about our bodies. A robot needs to go and get plugged in. You just need to feed yourself food and you can carry on. The incredible sophistication of our bodies, I don't think people appreciate that enough. That we are converting matter into energy like a freaking nuclear reactor. It is absolutely phenomenal that life can do that. And we have the ability to be tough and overcome hardships. In other words, when we go through tough times, we reinvent ourselves. We improve intellectually. And hardship forces us to do that. The weak people die off. That's just how it works. And then those that are strong even try and keep the weak alive. So, what does AI have? AI has, let's just cut to the chase. It has access to the internet and it can see more of the internet than we can. The fact that we can use AI to more see what it can see is a great help to us. And we should absolutely use that. The ability to copy us. So AI has the ability to copy us, not be us. The ability to look at all human intellect that is available to it, okay, and represent that information in a way that is meaningful to the person AI serves in that moment. That's where we're at right now. AI is serving us. That is where we're at. But this last point is very important because if we allow ourselves to be that weak that we just sit at a desk and answer people coming in, unless we care about the human interaction, we can actually do far more profound things. And we can use AI as a tool to actually do that. AI is not the enemy here. Just understand that. Humans are. Any AI abilities beyond what is described above cannot be created by humans. That's a very important point. Humans cannot create anything with regards to AI more than what is here above. Access to the internet, the ability to copy us, and the ability to look at all human intellect that is available to it and represent that information in a way that is meaningful to the person AI serves in that moment. Anything beyond that needs to come from somewhere else. That is important. And then, what is the greatest threat to humanity because of the existence of AI? Human nature is the greatest threat, and it is giving me sleepless nights. Humans, my friend, me, my human weaknesses. That is what I worry about the most. AI can be eliminated fast because of what it needs to exist. We need to control governments urgently. People that want to remain free need to get control of governments urgently. That is the final thing that I mention here. So, any thoughts, ideas? I just needed to put that out there, those thoughts of mine, and people can think about it. I don't want to leave the screen up because I want you to think for yourself. You will obviously be able to watch this recording if I put it out on YouTube. I might just make this public. I probably will. Any thoughts from any of you? Okay, we've got 75 people watching. I'm really glad that so many people came into this Zoom meeting. Any thoughts from any of you? Because now we need to get to work. We need to make sure that we can control what governments are doing. Because at the moment, governments are just handing over, when it comes to work that people can do, etc., just handing over the might to tech elite. And the reason why they are doing it is because the tech elite are threatening them with throttling the internet, which they now need to survive. So we need to firstly make sure that we can survive without it. But in any case, in the next presentation that Lauren and I will be doing, I think it's the 2nd of August, we will be looking at the criteria that we need for a new civilization. That is what it'll be about. And after that, we will have loads and loads and loads of discussions with people. In many instances, it'll be specialists, etc., to start creating the reality we want. That's it. Felix, hi. Is jy nog in die hospitaal?
Nee, maar ek is nog in my
Is al by die
gip.
huis? Ag nee man.
Nog lank, ja. Maar anyway. Des, we obviously have to, like, the constitution is the start of it, like taking control of governments, the whole constitution to be overhauled. Where
That's not just in South Africa. This needs to happen worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah.
Yeah.
Humanity should be the priority, obviously. And how will we be able to rewrite the constitution to also take control of what corporates is allowed to do with us?
Well, we allow corporations to do things to us at this stage.
Yes.
We've allowed everything that's happened to us,
Yeah.
and because they've done it slowly, it has been effective. Because that was the plan of the Bavarian Illuminati. Adam Weishaupt originally said things need to happen slowly, 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 like the frog boiling analogy.
Yeah.
The problem, the biggest enemy of the tech elite now is they are rushing something. And because they are rushing something, people are standing back and thinking, whoa, what's going on here? You're telling me that we're going to lose our jobs in the next 2 to 3 years, etc. And people are concerned about that. And people don't want that. They don't want that. They still want to be able to move around in nature. They want to go do trout fishing, go out on a boat, kayak. They want to be able to hike in the mountains. They want to be able to go camping. They want to be able to go to the theater. They want to be able to go to an athletics track to do athletics, rugby, soccer, tennis, all of those things that people enjoy. So the fifth thing is a huge focus for humans, the thing that keep us sane, because that is what makes us human. Animals don't go and invent games. We do. And the elite knows that we need to be occupied. How did they occupy us up until now? Work. They created the school system that tells you must be in school for 12 years, then go to university, and then you work for the rest of your life to pay tax. And this is what people don't understand. It's not so that you can buy a house and have a car. It's so that you can pay tax to the machine that is building this new reality, which will take all our freedom away. And it was done so slowly and under the guise of safety and security. It's still being done. And we need to just say, that's it. We're not falling for this nonsense. And I can see with the digital ID that people are popping up everywhere, starting Facebook groups anti this without me having to say a bloody word. I am so freaking happy that it's naturally happening. That how I read humans and they want for freedom is clearly there. Here's the thing. If they could wait longer, they could shaft us completely. And that's what I thought was happening. With these timeframes coming forward, they are in a big predicament. And if any of you watch my short that I made earlier, because I held the freaking phone sideways, so it becomes a short automatically. Any of you that watch that will see that I say there that their rush is their biggest problem. Because if they could do this slowly, the kids that you have in school today are being brainwashed to be AI slaves. But me that went to the freaking army still, went through basic training, cut off during that time, I am still alive and I'm 54. I'm turning 55 this year and ek kan nog gat skop. And so can many other people. This is the problem, is that people from the 70s, 80s, 90s and the transition age groups like my wife, that still knew an age without the internet, without computers. They want that freedom still. And these are people under the age of 40. From 35 up. So all those people want to be free to do many things. In the younger generation, they are more captured. If you look at countries like Japan and South Korea, their birth rates are plummeting. Do you know that they are giving money to people in Japan now just to get married? I think it's something like $5,000. I mean, it's not a small amount of money for people that get married so that they can have children, to just give them a kickstart. But here in South Africa and in Africa, we have none of those freaking problems. You know, I've had deep discussions with AI about how the hell are these tech elite, how are they going to build enclaves in South Africa? That's not going to be ransacked in the construction phase already. And it said, yeah, these people are in cloud cuckoo land. There's no ways that they'll be able to build that here. So what have they built here? They started much sooner here, and they have successfully built hybrid enclaves, like these fancy estates like outside Paarl, some of the places in Joburg, and they are going to build more of these. They call them smart cities, etc. These things are not getting off the ground. It's just not freaking working here. Because as they're being built, the people are stealing bricks and freaking stone and sand, and anything you can think of is just getting freaking munged. This is South Africa, and because our country is so free at the moment, it makes it impossible for them to implement their plan. Their plans only work in a compliant society. Only in a compliant society. So you need to go to Europe, America, any of those freaking dumbass places where the people just worship the freaking government at their feet. And even that is starting to fracture. So we're in a really good place. I should move this up a bit more. Because they don't know Arthur from Martha right now. So the first thing I can tell you is these small modular reactors, where they've taken 4 of them critical before the 4th of July, was just a stunt. Because the NRC, I know people in the NRC, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. The fact that Trump forced him now to do the reviews in 8 months, do you know what they're going to say? All disapproved. Vliegen julle moer, you can't build these freaking things. That's what's going to happen. And then what are they going to do then? What are they going to do then? So I really hope I have now given you people what you needed to be ready for the next presentation, where we will discuss what we are going to be building. And just remember, everything that we have asked you guys to do up until now ties into what we need to do in the future. There is nothing that's irrelevant. Ohm is super important. Lauren drives it. I'm not involved with it. I just see it from a distance. But it is so important that politically, in the system we do have, that people do understand, that they are familiar with, that we are fighting and speaking out. We have to. How can you not? And how people, if you want to vote for the DA, then say to the DA leadership, why have you just approved those massive AI data centers in Cape Town? That's going to use so much water. Where's the water going to come from? Hold them accountable. The massive AI data center they want to build in Durban, that's going to use half of Durban's power. Half. Ask him, where is this going to come from? And don't come and talk to me about wheeling and whatnot. No. Where is the power going to come from? Where is that baseload capable supply for these AI data centers? And do we need it for the country? Because no, those data centers are being built here for the brain that I spoke of in my presentation. I don't want to carry on too much about that. That's for the people that were actually in the presentation. So we don't need those data centers here. We have enough data centers in South Africa right now for the internet to run fine and for us to have access to artificial intelligence as a tool that can greatly help us. We don't need more. Everything more is for them to try and create AGI and ASI. They need more compute to do that. And they are in a race and they don't want to stop. They are in a crazy race to do that. And it's because they believe they don't trust each other. Elon doesn't trust Sam Altman, doesn't trust the next oak, and the next oak, and then the next oak. So they are in a race because they believe whoever gets to AGI or ASI first, and it can all just be a figment of their bloody imagination. It doesn't really matter. That person has the control, and that person believes that then they will make the best choices for humanity. Seriously, it takes one rifle shot, and that oak is gone. And this is why they want to live in enclaves. And it'll give you a lot more perspective as what happened to Trump during his presidency up until now. If he was not aligned, he was brought back in line again. If you understand. That's before he was elected, bro. He was already told, just stay on the straight and narrow. Say what you are supposed to say. So Trump has absolutely no control. He is a complete and utter freaking puppet. The people that worship him are dumber than dumb. They don't see through what is actually happening. I mean, it's so obvious to anyone with half a brain cell that the tech elite has captured the American government and that Israel is the center, the state of Israel is the center of that control. A lot of people think it's Silicon Valley. It is not. The main brain has been built in Jerusalem. underground. And the second brain, so I'm talking about brain parts. The second brain part will be built underneath a ballroom at the White House. Yeah. So this is what is happening in real time. If anyone else wants to talk, please put up your hand. I'm not going to look at the comments. I'm serious. I'm not looking at the comments at all. So Felix, is there anything else? There's so much I can talk on. I really want to finish in like half an hour. I don't want this to be too long. But
No,
do you agree that the public should actually see this and listen to this?
I think so, because it's important that they must know that this government should change very flippant quickly.
Yeah,
The laws and
very.
regulations should be pro-humanity and not anti-humanity.
100%. And people, AI is not the enemy. It's an excellent tool that we can use, and we don't need more than we have now. Anything more is for them. It's not for us. It's not for us. But we do need to start thinking about that better world we can live in. Because AI can do the crap work. There's so much more that we can do, but it should happen on our terms.
Agree. Yeah. Thanks, Deez.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, if there's no one else with any comments, for those of you that don't know how to put up your hand, you just go to the react section and then raise hand. Okay, I'm not going to look at the comments now, so then I'm going to stop the recording. For those of you watching on YouTube, I want to thank you for joining us. And just remember that we are in control. Let's not give it away. Thanks so much. Till the next video.